Okie dokie, back at it. I've obviously created more quilts. What else am I to do? And I want to show you the two which I think are so cute. It is these two here, the hexagon and the octagon. So I'll start with the hexagon. This is why I teased in the previous video, and I think it looks great. It's very nice, very neat. You can see the puffs very nicely and clearly. Obviously on camera it's a bit more 2D, but in real life you can see everything perfectly. I do leave my ends for now. This one required 120-gram ball plus just the last double crochet, just the really external row on this. But I will, sort them out at the end. But when I'm tired, I do not want to mess that up and then have to redo this. So I just leave it for now. And it gives me a good gauge of how much yarn I had to use and where the beginning and end is, which is funny because some of them have multiple ends, some of them begin strangely. Anyways, so it's just a nice reflection. It was kind of annoying to work on, I'll be honest. It came out super nice, but I would, if I'm remaking this quilt and I want like several dozen of these, I would rewrite the pattern fully, because past this mesh row, this is where it started getting problematic. Stitch count was off. You can't tell, can you? Because I made sure there's 12 around the edges of these little bubbles. Everything's nice and neat and counted how it's supposed to be, but I had to decrease randomly and increase because it was not matching up. That might be on my part because I did this at night. This was my second attempt, because the first one, you see how you go into the back loop and you get this lovely ridging here? You can see in the picture clearly here, right? I did not do that. I accidentally did the modern way of going into both loops, so you lost that. You're like, oh, is it a big deal? The biggest. Imagine having a quilt, right? Imagine having all of this done, and then someone like, oh, that's so lovely, because I planned to show this off, duh. And then someone being, oh, that's so lovely, and I'm like, but it's not how it's supposed to be, because I messed it up, so all of this is incorrect, and then it doesn't look how it does on this one, and it's just wrong. I can't do that. It needs to be one and done, has to be perfect, has to be ideal. If it's not going in my quilt. Like, I know this increases and decreases, but the overall thing is as close to the pattern as I could get it, and as accurate as I could make it, and it looks... Come on, can you fault me? It looks amazing, and my first hexagon for my quilt, so super happy. And then we have our first octagon, which is this lovely water lily design. Just side by side there. It came out perfect. My manager said it looks better from the back, because the flower just pops a bit more. But it looks great. I don't know how people came up with these patterns. And like having the back petals here and everything, it is great. With this one, I learned from the last one, because I don't want to keep repeating mistakes. I studied the pattern. Every row I was making sure I'm reading it properly. With these petals you can see sort of a seam down the middle, right? You can see it here, because I'm studying the engraving and the pattern. This isn't just recreated whatever I get. No. It needs to be 100%. So, it's said to pick up both threads, and I did. If it says pick up one thread, I do. I make sure everything's correct. If I'm not sure, I look at the engraving. I make sure, Even to the part on the book here, you have the double crochet English. Because this is English patterns. Double crochet with the single crochet or slip stitch on top. I made sure I did that, so you can see the ridge here and then the little V's. I made sure it's perfect. And I know my holes here are a bit closed up. I do have to steam, block, stretch all of these to get them looking, as pristine as possible. This is an attachment for it. This is the... what do they call it? Just the square for the joining between the octagons, alright. This will be a separate little quilt when I'm tired. I'm just gonna knock that one out just so we have it, because it's nice and simple. Why exclude it? But no, it came out perfect. There were no mistakes, no issues. I mean, it is pretty simple, but still, like, how did someone come up with this? I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah, happy with that, no faults there. And then I did this one here, and here we are. This one, oh my god, these aren't consecutive, okay? These aren't in proper order. Let me show you the order. Just because when I'm talking about mistakes on one of them, those are mistakes earlier on. So, did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is octagon, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the order I worked them in. And that's the way I learn, in the order of my mistakes. So no mistakes, no mistakes, no mistakes. Mistake, no mistake, mistake, no mistake. Okay? Just, I don't keep making mistakes in a row. But this one, it was one where you keep turning back and forth. So you get the effect of the raised bit here and like the ridges, and then when you turn your shells, this is the back side of your shell, this is the front side, and I accidentally did all of this, which is the right side, you can see because it's raised here, but my shells were on backwards, so they were flat. Tragedy. I had to go back, redo it. I don't mind redoing it because the pattern's sort of in my head then, so I know what to do. And it's not as much of an issue. It's easier. And it was only from here, so the pattern was pretty decent. It's just the turning back and forth, but it does give a lovely effect. And to be fair, you could use it both ways. This is the way they have it with the horizontals and then the pushed out square and the back side of the puffs, which is fine. I did that, I'm happy. And it looks great, it's nice. Again, it will get more square once I block it. The stitches are all there, it's all fine. It's just this is synthetic and it needs to bloom a little. That is nice. And then you got a sneak peek of this little guy here. It is just a simple puff one. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't want to be, but I will be. This one I might have to redo. I think I screwed this one up. Ugh, it doesn't look like the engraving. Let me see if I can find her. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So in the engraving, you see those little ribbing lines? But this is in double crochet. Is it? That's what we're working in. 1 chain, 1 double crochet, 4 treble. Yeah, of course it's doubles because the puffs are trebles. So these are doubles, but you see the ribbing. So I think I screwed this one up and I have to go back. My one doesn't have that. You can see that clear as day. I cannot lie. So I'm going to have to go back and redo this one. It's only a little one. It's only this. It's no issue. It took about 10 minutes. That's an exaggeration, half an hour. And this one, the cool thing about lots of these patterns, like that one and this one, is because it is just mirrored, right? They just get you to a point and they're just work it back. Okay. I like that. I think that's fun. With modern patterns, I feel like they directly have to explain everything. And these, it's just clear. It's mirrored. Stop at this point. Go backwards. You're done. It's nice and easy. And most of these end on like open mesh trebles, which I think will be nice to join them up. I'm still not sure. Let me show you what I have so far. I haven't really thought that far ahead. I just thought I'll make a few quilts and then, I don't know, see how I want to attach them, and if I'm doing the edgings as well, what I want to do there. I'm not too sure. Okay, these are in order again. So obviously I'm going to have to map this out and make the hexagons and octagons fit with the squares, and then all of these are a different size. I mean, most of these work, but this one's too small, this one's too small. The squares don't go against the hexagon here or the octagon. So will I want to patch them up, or will I do an outline to kind of show every single one is different? I'm not really sure yet. I'm not sure. And then the edgings, how will that work? I haven't thought that far ahead because I still want it to look nice. Like my original plan was to have that massive centerpiece we saw, right? And then fit the squares around it, fit the hexagons, see what I can do. But then I need the edgings on there as well, and I need the thistle pattern and the rest of those in here as well, because I think that would look fabulous. I'm not too sure how that's going to work out. I am sure this one needs to get redone. I'm just not happy with it. I think it might also loosen up a bit. But yeah, we're missing those lovely ridgings. You can see it clear as day on these. It looks lovely. It looks nice and clean. On this one you can see it. Nice and clean ridgings. This one's missing that. It's too modern. I don't want to put my modern influence on it. I will obviously reuse the yarn. I have a limited amount and I want to make as many of these as I can, so it's not going to go to waste, but that is something I have to redo. But this is what, 7 quilts? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And a majority of them were fine to work. Some of them were a bit of a pain in the ass, but for the whole, they were alright. I'm gonna need to make this as well. How many does it start out? Change good sound. Okay, so it has to be in multiples of 63. Sorry, I need my glasses, so I'm like squatting down, squinting, trying to see that. It says 63 stitches for each repeat. I don't know how much that would be. Yeah, that much? No, that much? I don't know. So if it's 63, I might make 3 repeats. See, I'm not really too sure about how all of this is going. All I know is I just have to go ahead and make it. See at the end. And it's not going to be wasted because any way that I can configure them once done, I can fill in bits and then, because I don't want to take any out, but I can fill it in, I can play around a bit. But yeah, 7 patterns. I did make this one. God, was it a fail? Oh God, I don't even think I have it around here to show you. But again, working in the back loop, and you do that for all of these, and you turn to get this ridging again. We've seen that in the previous pattern, like this one. You get those lovely ridgings in there. And when I did this one, this middle motif was fine. But instead of working into the back loop for the first chain here, right, I worked into both. Oh, and that really squished it. And they have a lovely square here. No matter how I would have stretched or blocked my one, it would have not compared. It wouldn't have looked nice. And then on my one, I didn't do the border because I thought, when I'm going to attach them, what's the point? But I think this time around, well, I'm definitely going in the back loop and I might do the border just for consistency. I don't want it to be a bias thing here, right? I wouldn't take out any of the other rows from other ones. So why that one? Anyway, I might work on this because this looks quite cute. This one's nice. I mean, they're all pretty cute. But I am happy to have these two. Oh, you know what? I was excited. This 2-colored one. I think that's so cute. Let me see what colors they want. Is that the octagon for a quilt? Okay. Can you see that? The scallops should be worked with colored cotton upon a white background, and in the original model, the small squares which connect the octagons were worked with white cotton only. I've got a theme of blue, but I do have some white as well, so I could make that one white just so it is like the pattern. I think that would be cute. And that one blue and white, and I think that would look nice. And then the tassels on this, so extra. That's gonna look adorable. But no, I'm happy to have these out of my way. I'm gonna put my post-it notes back over them. then when I flip through, over eager, when I flip through I can say, I've done that one. Oh, I've done that one. Oh, I'm excited to do this one. I've gone for the easiest ones, and now I'm excited for the more intricate, just sexy patterns. I mean, look at this gorgeous one. This definitely blue background. All of this, God knows, we'll figure it out. Anyways, I won't talk your ear off anymore. Hopefully there'll be an update soon.